Everyone, this is Steve Weintraub with Collider, and I am here at San Diego Comic-Con with the fine folks behind The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon, now going to be called The Book of Carol for season 2. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Doing good, yeah.
Great. It's good to be here. It's good to be back at Comic-Con. Seeing that Hall H crowd was crazy.
Yeah, it's what is it like actually for the two of you? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 2010 you guys first signed on. Am I wrong about, was it 2010?
That's correct.
I think that's
So
right.
what is it like? I mean, it's a miracle to get a TV show on the air. It's a miracle a TV show gets like 2 seasons. And then it's like almost an anomaly to be able to play a role for a few years, let alone for this amount of time. So for both of you, what is it like actually inhabiting roles like this over such a period of time?
I think it's kind of like a weird social experiment because you kind of age in real time on camera in front of people as your character changes, your life changes, people die, people have babies, like life goes on around you while it's happening. So it's kind of, it's like a weird social experiment.
Just like you meet people and they're like, I know who you are. You're that lady on The Walking Dead. No, I'm not. No, yes, you are.
You're like, bitch, please.
Yeah, stop. Get away from me. No. And they were like, no, I remember you. And they're an adult now, but I'm just like the guy that we met a few minutes ago. He was like in 9th grade when he started watching the show. It is amazing. And it's a little surreal to think we're still doing this.
We're still filling Hall H every time.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, I saw all of Walking Dead, and one of the reasons why I really enjoyed the first season of the show is that it just felt like a reset button. You know what I mean? With the new situation, new location. The fact that it's only 6 episodes meant that like every scene mattered. You know, there was nothing. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I guess for both of you, did you get that feeling of like, well, I guess I have to start right here. But like, did you get that feeling that, you know what I mean? Like it's like,
yeah, but you know, I mean, when they proposed the show to the both of us, the original show was still running, and they hadn't announced that they were going to cancel the other show. So we thought we would be going to France and going and meeting back up with the original cast, or the cast that was left. So that was surreal when that happened. But, you know, we redid the show. We reinvented the show in a different country. I don't think that we would have wanted to do it if it was just the same show in a different country. You know, we have all new writers, we have a new showrunner, we have a different feel. To film in Europe in French is completely different. Yeah. So we've reinvented the whole thing, and it's
and I
great.
think too, it was a conscious decision to bring in new writers and a new showrunner. We really wanted to like get away from some of the Walking Dead writers and some of the stuff that we had done before. And you know, look, in the Walking Dead, the cast grew every year. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. So there was less time to service a lot of the core characters and the main characters the way they needed to be and deserved to be serviced. So it got really challenging because the show got heavy. So having a chance to now go back and spend the time with the characters who were part of the DNA of the show, I think is really exciting.
it's a question for everyone, and I know it's a little generic, and I apologize, but season 2 has not come out yet. There's a lot of people wondering what season 2 is about, so let's just do it. Like, what do you guys all want to tease? Each of you want to tease about season 2?
Oh, she's here.
Let's see. I can say that season 2, as far as Carol, is about Carol heading out to find her friend, and she is going to pull all her resources to make that happen when she finds out where he is.
I think I'm curious. I have a question though. Like, if Laurent had not showed up on the beach at the end of the first season, you would have probably gone.
Way out.
You would have gone.
Yeah.
So what's unique is that choice
Peace.
that
I'm out.
Daryl is forced to make. He's forced to make that choice of like, I can't go home. I need to stay. So that changed.
But he wasn't like skipping to the beach. Like, it was a heavy decision.
I agree, and that was why I was thinking like it could have been a moment where you maybe went,
Could have been.
I can't swim. Come closer.
No, it's an interesting thought though.
But what it does is season 2 keeps deepening that dilemma for Daryl, for Norman's character, And all the stories that we said in season 1 really come to fruition over the course of season 2, including the Genet story and Caudron and all the stuff, and Laurent's story, all that stuff that was around Daryl. But now we add into it this parallel story, which is Carol searching for her friend, and how that all comes to a head, it all comes together, and it gets really like exciting and compelling and kind of massive by the time you get towards the second half of the last 3 episodes of season 2.
And we know that Carol is searching for Daryl, but Daryl has no idea that she's going to show up there. So the fun part of the storytelling is
They actually meet up? What?
No. Yeah, we don't meet
headed
up.
there.
We never-
Possibly.
yeah.
Could be.
What?
Could happen.
But it's interesting.
teasing.
No, but it's an interesting dynamic of like.
Also, well, the other thing is that in season 2, we really keep ratcheting up the ways in which we're switching up the world, specifically in terms of the different kinds of walkers that we experienced in France, right? So we experienced these what we call ampers, these amped up walkers in season 1. That gets ratcheted up a number of times in season 2, and then there's also towards the end a whole other different kind of walker that we've never seen before. So that was pretty exciting to be able to. I know it's exciting for Greg because he's done it a million times, and it's exciting for me because I haven't done it that many times, to come up with an idea for something that hasn't been done before and that feels new and exciting and has a lot of stakes.
Yeah. What would you like to
season 2.
tease?
Oh yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of great action scenes in that second season. Also emotional. So it's going to be really a complete season of The Walking Dead. Yeah.
And the growth of Laurent is really interesting too.
Yeah, that's really
right?
interesting.
We really
you see
it.
the character evolve through, everything they've been through with, Daryl, and then, Carol's gonna come in, and that's gonna change a lot of things in a good way. And yeah.
The first season, I believe, was 6 episodes. Is season 2 6 or more?
6.
Yeah,
6 again.
episodes.
So will season 3 be 6?
Season 3 will, yes, be 6.
So one of the things I am curious, when you guys agreed to do this new show and working on it now, how much is there we have a 5-year plan, we have a 3-year plan, let's just see if fans like this show and go season by season. Like, what is it like behind the scenes in the design of the overall arc?
Well, that's an easy question, at least at the beginning. We really had a 2-season plan from the beginning because we knew pretty early on that Melissa was going to join us. So those 12 episodes, 6 and 6, were kind of imagined all together, and we kind of knew what that 12 episode plan was. Beyond that, there's not a huge plan, but we try to think like 12 episodes at a time. So it's announced, that we're going to be doing season 3 in Spain. And we're certainly thinking ahead to a possible, what comes after that is season 4. But we don't have a grand plan beyond that. Like, I don't know if the series is going to be 4 seasons or 6 seasons or anything like that. And also there are other things that come into play that are kind of hard to predict because, part of that has to do with what AMC wants and what the Walking Dead universe as a whole decides they want for their characters and how these characters are going to proceed and interact and everything. I only worry about this show. That's Scott Gimple, who's not here, who's not able to be here today, but he's the one who sort of manages the total universe.
And if you knew, you couldn't say anyway.
That's right. If I knew, I could.
There's a whole weird dance.
But I can't. I don't know, so I don't have to lie. I don't.
The end of season 1, you're on the beach, you've gotten that motorcycle, you locked someone in the trunk. How much time has passed for season 2, episode 1, or is it right after those moments?
It's pretty immediately. It's the same day, pretty much.
Okay.
And also, I don't know if this is towards your question, but just because people do ask this sometimes, our entire series really continues off of the end of The Walking Dead. So when we met Daryl at the beginning of this show, it was only 3 or 4 weeks after he left the Commonwealth on his bike, and so now we're only 2 months or so, 2 or 3 months after the end of The Walking Dead.
One of the things I've always wondered is, so every episode, you obviously are going to have zombie fights. You're going to have like a certain amount of action, if you will. How much have you guys thought about, like, behind the scenes, one episode really reducing that, or even 2 episodes really reducing that, and then the 3rd episode in, you're going like balls out?
Yeah, we do that. We do that a lot, actually, because it does get, sometimes it potentially could get tedious to just insert zombie scene here. So, again, what I like about this show is, the zombie action and that stuff really directly relates to the story. It's not just thrown in there because, we need, there were some times in the original show where it sometimes felt like, we need a zombie scene here, and it would just get inserted, and it didn't feel like it
With 20 characters.
It belonged with 20 characters killing 700 zombies. There is a concerted effort to make sure that those sequences really pay off dramatically for the story.
Yeah, that's totally true. But that said, I'll say because we only have 6 episodes, we don't have the luxury of ever saying like, we'll do a small episode. Like every episode is big for us. Like,
But that's what I meant about the first season. It's just like I never felt like I'm getting any filler here. Like
Right.
this is all like progressing the
Right.
story.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, so because I'm just about out of time with you. So I know they announced season 3. You told me actually recently that you were going to start filming soon. Or when do you start filming, or are you filming?
We announced
Late
season
August.
3 already. Yeah,
we start
Late
filming
August.
late August. We've been prepping for a little while. So in a month.
We all just got apartments. Well, I just got an apartment.
I got a plan.
Yeah.
Are you filming in like Madrid, Barcelona?
All over.
We're based in Madrid, shooting all over northern and eastern Spain. So we go up to Galicia, up on the coast, and we're filming, and we will shoot in Barcelona also.
That's actually, I'm really excited about this because, like I said at the beginning, I think it just adds so much when you're actually in these locations, not like on some back lot in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Even like the color palette of France is rich and green and burgundies and gold, and you get somewhere like Spain, the color palette can change into
it's earth tones
more like that
and-
Miles Davis album. Sketches
Sketches
of Spain.
You know what I mean? So it gives it a whole different vibe, a whole different palette and everything. And
Light's different, everything.
Yeah.
Also, the wine in France and Spain is fantastic.
Yes.
So you guys are gonna have a really good time. Not you, everyone else.
Sangria.
You know what I mean? Listen,
Sangria.
I really want to say congrats on the success
you.
of the show.
Thank you.
I so appreciate you coming in, and I have so many more questions, but another time.